Hello, Squirrel Tribe. Listen, as many of you know, Donald Trump nominated Matt Gaetz from Florida to be the next attorney general, to be over the DOJ. And in order to do that, Matt Gaetz had to step aside and give up his congressional seat, which is what he did. I think it was within like 48 hours of being nominated by Donald Trump for the role of attorney general. Matt Gaetz was like, hell yeah, gung ho, let's make America great again. And he bowed out of his congressional seat, right? And he decided to take the offer for attorney general. Well, today, it feels like out of nowhere, even though for the past couple of days, there has been a ton of media coverage over allegations against Matt Gaetz and sleeping with a female who was 17 and a bunch of different things, right? We're not going to get into all of them, but a bunch of different things have been flying all over, mainly left stream media, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, NBC, CBS, all them. And it has been kind of a shadow or a dark cloud over the Trump cabinet picks so far, between Marco Rubio and Matt Gaetz and Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr., Vivek Ramaswamy, and Elon Musk, and numerous others. This one with Matt Gaetz has kind of been the sticking point or the sore thumb out of the whole entire situation. So today, out of nowhere, Matt Gaetz posted this on X and numerous other places, and he said, "I had excellent meetings with senators yesterday. I appreciate their thoughtful feedback and the incredible support of so many. While the momentum was strong, it is clear that my confirmation was unfairly becoming a distraction to the critical work of the Trump-Vance transition. There is no time to waste on a needlessly protracted Washington scuffle. Thus, I'll be withdrawing my name from consideration to serve as Attorney General. Trump's DOJ must be in place and ready on day one. I remain fully committed to see that Donald J. Trump is the most successful president in history. I will forever be honored that President Trump nominated me to lead the Department of Justice, and I'm certain he will save America." Now, I talked about it on a live stream earlier today. If you have seen it, then you already know. If you have not seen it, I will reiterate a couple things that I said. That the bowing out of Matt Gaetz could be looked at two ways. One, it could be looked at as the left has won. They have poked and prodded and pushed and bullied so much that what most people think of as the best option for Attorney General got scared and decided to turn tail and run. That's what some people will be saying, left and right. Obviously, The View is going to have a field day with this whole thing. And so will the married couple who I didn't realize they were married, Mika, whatever her name is, and Joe Scarborough over on Morning Joe on MSNBC. They're all going to have a field day with this, right? With Matt Gaetz stepping down from Attorney General. The problem is he had also stepped back from his congressional seat. So we're in limbo here, right? But anyway, people will either look at it as he, tucked tail and ran because he didn't want them to continue digging into whatever he possibly has done in the past, or others will look at it as he maybe possibly knew that they were going to find more dirt on him, and so he wanted to stop the digging of dirt now before it went too far, right? That could be another option. That he got bullied into it, or that he was guilty of something, so he quit. Or maybe there is that third option that's there, that he really did want to take the negativity and the negative focus off of Donald Trump and his cabinet picks. He didn't want to be the reason why there's so much issues going on, or not issues, so much talk going on of him and Trump's other cabinet picks. So who knows exactly why he stepped back? The fact of the matter is that he did. Now, Nick Sorter posted over here on X. He said, "Reminder, Matt Gaetz only resigned his seat from the 118th Congress, but he was just elected to serve in the 119th Congress, which begins in January. So technically, Matt Gaetz is still a representative elect. They're telling him to go take his seat back. But I wonder, and I'm not sure how this works. I would think Nick Sorter would have a better idea. But if he resigned from even if he resigned from his 118th congressional seat and accepted the nomination for Attorney General, would that not automatically bump him out of his 119th Congress seat? I'm curious to see how this is going to work. And I'm also very curious to see if it is still something he is able to go into, since he was elected into it, if he's going to do it, or if he's stepping back completely. Because they're saying that a lot of people are saying the reason he left Congress as quickly as he did was because the second he left Congress, the charges against him, which I don't really know if that's the correct phrasing, charges against him or the deep dive into the things, allegations against him stopped, right? Once he's out of Congress, it stopped. Maybe he doesn't want to go back into Congress because it could pick it back up. So I'm very curious to see exactly what's going to happen with Matt Gaetz after this, what he plans on doing, because it's a big deal. I mean, to be nominated for Attorney General, to know that you have that power and that Donald Trump trusts you enough to give you that position and for you to step back from it, there's got to be a bigger reason behind it than we are seeing or understanding. So I'm just going to keep an eye on that and see what happens there with Matt Gaetz. Now, on top of that, there was a lot of talk just a little bit ago about multiple ambulances with Secret Service agents seen leaving Mar-a-Lago. It went crazy on social media. Everybody's talking about it. They're showing the pictures or sending pictures of everything. But y'all, everything is fine. There was nothing, no health issue for Trump, nothing against Trump. That was actually J.D. Vance's motorcade. And a lot of people are going, why were there so many ambulances and whatever else? I guess every single motorcade has an ambulance just in case, because you just never know. So for those of you out there who are worried about it, Andrew Feinberg was the first one who posted about it. He said, per pool, 2 ambulances and several vans that appeared full of Secret Service have left Mar-a-Lago in the last few minutes. And then it turns out it was false. So then Andrew Feinberg came out and said, calm down, people. Per a transition source and Secret Service, the ambulances were part of Vice President-elect J.D. Vance's motorcade. False alarm. Go about your business. So just so you guys know, false alarm. Not to be worried if you see it posted all over social media or it's somebody's headline somewhere on an article or a video or whatever. Don't worry. Donald Trump is safe. So is J.D. Vance. So that is definitely a plus there. Now, I want to just mention this to you guys because I think it's very important and a conversation that needs to be had if I can get to the right part. Actually, I have one more thing I want to say about Matt Gaetz. So this person, Ariel on X, posted, Matt Gaetz will no longer be Attorney General. All right. Do you think Donald Trump is selecting compromised figures intentionally to draw out actions/info that would have otherwise remained buried? Do you think Dr. Oz is next? Do you think the disclosure of classified files will play a part in other cabinet picks stepping aside before Q1 is over? Now, this is an interesting take on this to me because it says one thing immediately to me. It says that with this way of thinking, it means that they believe that Donald Trump would be that underhanded to pick people to then find ways to turn around and fire him. Underhanded is the right kind of word, I think, but at the same time, doesn't make sense to do it this way because as a congressman or a senator, Donald Trump has no control over if this person stays in office or not. But however, if they are to leave their current positions to become part of a Donald Trump cabinet, he has the ability then to fire them or have them resign or things like that. So the question does need to be asked, is this a long played end game for Donald Trump to remove people from positions of power that he feels are either negative for the American people or negative for himself? I personally don't think Donald Trump would do something to remove people from power just because he doesn't like them or he's worried about them against him. I think if it was against the American people, that may be the case. I'm not 100% sure on how to feel about Matt Gaetz personally, given all of the allegations that have come out against him, and the timing of him stepping down does seem a little fishy, if you ask me. There hasn't been a lot of talk about Marco Rubio lately, when in the beginning, when he nominated him, there was a lot of talk about him being Secretary of State. There was a lot of talk about it, and it's gone very quiet since there's been so much talk about Matt Gaetz instead. So I'm wondering if the talk about Marco Rubio is going to pick right back up. There's a lot of talk about Tulsi Gabbard right now because they don't believe that she has the best intentions of the country. A lot of people are saying that she's more of a friend to Russia and Iran and China and less of a friend to the United States, that she's like a sheep and wolf in sheep's clothing. Got distracted or backwards there. So that's also interesting. A lot of negative talk about a lot of cabinet picks that Donald Trump has made. It's going to be interesting to see exactly how everything plays out over the next less than 60 days and into January, February, March. And I don't want this person, Ariel posted this, I don't want that to be right. But at the same time, I don't like Dr. Oz. And if this was the case, if Donald Trump was picking certain people for his cabinet in order to be able to basically cut them off at the knees because of something they have done. I'm okay with that against Dr. Oz, because Dr. Oz had that TV show forever, and he pushed for transgender children. He pushed the vaccine. He's done all these different things. And I don't see how he would be a positive in the Department of Health and Human Services over, Medicare and Medicaid. I don't see how he could be a positive influence there, given the fact that he is mentally seems to be more of a Democrat than anything, or maybe even a rhino, a Republican in name only. It's possible that that is what he is. And that's the one pick I do not like. I do not agree with. And I am now curious, based off of what Ariel posted here with the question, do you think Donald Trump is selecting compromised figures intentionally to draw out action/info that would have otherwise remained buried? You don't want to think that your future president would do something that people would deem underhanded like that. But at the same time, is it underhanded or is it brilliant? Is it genius? Is it the way to bring all of these things to light, right? If it was Diddy that was in the spotlight because Donald Trump found a way to get all of his information out, people would be extremely happy. So maybe there's something to Ariel's thought here on why Donald Trump picked Matt Gaetz, why he picked Dr. Oz. But then it then makes you question why everybody else. Is he expecting any of these other people that he's picked for his cabinet to have some sort of something, drudged up against them? It's very interesting and something to look into and think about. So that's that for now. I love you all. See you later. Bye.